You ever feel like your emotions are all over the place, up and down, like a roller coaster, or you're so easily angered and quick to piss off? I know I have, but that wouldn't be so apparent nowadays. What I'm about to share with you has completely changed my life, but it took me 15 years to figure out and a lot of hardship along the way. It took being in jail, thousands of dollars that I risked my life for, lost, becoming a teen parent twice, kicked out of every school I ever attended, no really, damaged relationships, seen friends go to jail for the rest of their life, or even worse, die at a very young age, and other situations that'll get me banned from this platform if I dare talk about it. The underlying thing that I've noticed in all these situations is that controlling your emotions is imperative. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They're buried alive and come forth later in uglier ways. That's a quote from Sigmund Freud. So, when you're stuck holding on to negative emotions, your mental microscope becomes consumed by those emotions, and ultimately, they become a part of your personality. In short, your mental microscope is a part of your brain that magnifies what it's most familiar with. My mental microscope may prioritize things that aren't important to you. This is why you'll see a negative person always be negative. This is also why it's hard for people to break a bad habit. I remember some years ago going out to this club with two of my boys and like 4 or 5 women, turning up in the section, bottles on deck, hookahs on deck, all having a great time, except for my boy CJ. Now what is CJ doing? Standing in the corner, drinking his hand, looking off the other way. And I'm thinking, what's up with this guy? And eventually he walks back over to the little lounge area, taps me on the shoulder, and whispers in my ear, "Yo, bro, that nigga over there with the bald head and shades on, keep looking over here." Now I'm thinking, you sitting in a section full of women with good vibes, and all you can do is worry about another man? Anyways, I don't even think that dude was paying us any mind, to be honest. And if he was, I'm sure it has something to do with those women. Now, I didn't notice at the time that my friend's mental microscope was programmed to seek out negativity in a club type setting, rather than having a great time like everyone else. Maybe he had a traumatic experience in a similar setting before. Who knows? Now, my question for you is, what negative emotions are you consumed by? Do you find yourself plagued by insecurities? Are you easily angered? Do you find yourself stressed by things that always turn out not to be that big a deal? Do you fall into a downward spiral of guilt, shame, anxiety, fear, or whatever? If so, here's a 3-step process that may help. First, identify the negative emotions you're consumed by. Ask yourself the questions and keep it real with yourself, because awareness is the key. I recommend you take out a pen, a sheet of paper, and get busy. First things first is identify your thoughts. They said in many scientific studies that we have 98% of the same thoughts every day. And if that's true, I'm willing to bet that that number is nearly identical when it comes to emotions, because your thoughts have emotions attached to them. So identify your thoughts is first thing first. Next is break the cycle. Once you identify your unconscious thought patterns, replace them with thoughts of a higher nature. Also, what emotions do you want to experience? One way to measure this is to write down all the material possessions that you want to obtain and identify why you want them. Do you want a Porsche because you feel like it'll make you more accepted by others? Want a house on 10 acres so you can keep your family close and feel more love? All that's great, but try to feel those emotions now, or you may not appreciate it when you get those things. I recently felt like I wasn't seeing any progress in a particular area of my life, and it had me feeling a little bit down. Then a friend of mine pointed out some of my progress. I went ahead and examined the last 12 to 18 months, and the progress was laughable compared to what I originally thought. The point is this: if you're conditioned to only recognize lack, you won't appreciate your abundance even when it's in front of you. So make it a habit to see through the lens of abundance and experience those emotions now for the small things. All right, now step 3 may seem a little contradictory or contradicting, however you say it, but embrace your negative emotions. Stay with me now. Have you ever met a passive-aggressive person? Like, you may know something's wrong. You know they have some kind of issue with you. But when you ask them about it, they say things like, "Nah, that's okay. I'm good. There's nothing wrong." But you just know that just isn't the case. Then it starts showing up eventually through their behavior in big or small ways. Everything but addressing the situation directly with you. This goes back to that Sigmund Freud quote: unexpressed emotions are buried alive. They come forth later on in uglier ways. And we ain't coming like that. So make room for your negative emotions. This does not mean go emotionally vomiting on other people. No, it may look like going to the gym to blow off some steam. It may look like finding the right time, space, and place to effectively express how you feel. But the worst thing you can do is hold it in. I hope this helps. Like, subscribe, check out the free resources in the description. And until next time, have a nice day.